Almighty God, we ask for your blessing upon the members of this council as we assemble here in this chamber to conduct the ongoing business of our city. With your guidance, we will strive to ensure that all our decisions are for the common good, and your inspiration will instill respect, compassion, and thoughtfulness in all our deliberations. Give us the strength and wisdom to lead by example as the people's representatives, and that peace and harmony will mark all our proceedings and keep us faithful to the trust placed in us by the citizens of your community. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, Alderwoman Berto, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Citizen comment, General?
Good evening, everyone. As of this time, no one has signed up to speak under Citizen Comment General, but I certainly open the floor to those people who are here. Please, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Mayor, City Manager, members of the council. My name is David Horst. I'm minister of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation and chair of Norwich Area Interfaith Association. I want to extend to you an invitation to participate in our vigil of peace and reconciliation. It's tomorrow evening in front of City Hall at 6 o'clock. We would welcome your participation. The Norwich Area Interfaith Association is an active group representing the many faiths in our community. We are holding a multi-faith giving thanks dinner on November 16th at 6 o'clock at St. Mark, and you again are most welcome. We also continue to organize the Sunday community meal also at St. Mark every Sunday at 1 o'clock. We are also advocating in a couple of other areas. We are currently in conversation and advocating with the city to open a winter warming center during winter emergencies to protect our homeless citizens, and that conversation is ongoing. And as was widely publicized, we took a stand on gun violence prevention. That work is continuing to continue with our studying and our exploration and strategizing, and look forward to presenting more with that. Right now, we are following closely the project longevity progress in the city as well. So I thank you for your support, and you will be hearing from us. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Again, would anyone else like to address the council on Citizen Comment General at this time? Non-agenda items. Again, I would like to address the council on yes, please, Ms. Philbrick.
Joanne Philbrick, Norwich Town. I have to start by saying that this will be an uncomfortable conversation. It won't be a conversation. That my opinions and my sentiments, again, will probably fall on deaf ears. You might think that an 80-year-old woman in declining health would be content to sit at home on the couch, surrounded by a bevy of stray cats. And you would be sorely mistaken. I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I am changing the things I cannot accept. Does it sound familiar? It ought to, because it's an iconic, factual statement of Angela Davis. Angela Davis, political activist, feminist, communist, member of the Black Panthers. I applaud Mr. DeLucia for raising the issues. The issues that fell, regardless, I have no idea where he stands on this, but his concerns and his comments fell on deaf ears. Any person with an iota of intelligence could Google it, and the only name that appears is Angela Davis. You embraced her words, but you do not acknowledge her name. It speaks volumes, volumes to those of you that voted in the manner that you did. The word hypocrite comes to my mind. A second word is plagiarism. If you believe in what she says, then damn it, put her name on it. We are on the precipice of World War III. I had to look around a couple of times because I was looking for the police presence here. I hope there is one. I think I see an officer over in the corner. If there was ever a time in the history of Norwich, Connecticut, forget COVID, forget Black Lives Matter, forget Republican versus Democrat. If there was ever a time for us to come together, it is now. Now. And coming together means that you, the elected officials of this city, have a moral, ethical, and one might even argue legal responsibility to answer and be available to your constituents. Ignoring us will not make us go away. A couple of weeks ago, you had I stayed home because I can't. I said, I can't deal with it anymore. I can't deal with it anymore. So I tried to listen, and I couldn't listen because there was some sort of fiasco going on with the technological. I was able to reach Mr. Nash. I sent you all an email expressing my frustration and albeit my anger. I checked with IT. Every single one of you got the email. Every single one of you got the email. And not one of you had the decency to reply. I would have been happy. I would have been appeased with, we're sorry, Mrs. Philbrick, we had technical difficulties. We understand your frustration. We'll make it better. But no, once again, and consistently, you blew me off. So I will say it again. I am no longer willing to accept the things I cannot change. I am throwing down the gauntlet, and I'm asking you once again, help me to help you make this city a better place. Please. At least some of you are looking at me. That's more than I usually get. Mostly you're always like, there are a few exceptions, and you know who you are. I'm not going to embarrass you in public because I wouldn't want people to think that you might actually agree with some of the things that I say. But please, things have got to change. Please.
Thank you. Anyone else like to address the council on non-agenda items at this time? Sir, please. Again, name and address.
Pietro Rocchi Camardella, 79 Lambert Drive, Norwich, Connecticut. Last night I attended, as many of you as well, the prayer vigil at Beth Jacob Synagogue. I photographed many events there. I never seen it so busy, so full of people in support of Israel. The truth, though, is, locally as far as well as nationally, everybody supports Israel, but nobody's saying what needs to be said. We are for pro-Israel against the violence and murderous, conniving animals. Mr. Courtney spoke, everybody's in favor, but $80 billion worth of weapons was left behind. Nobody says nothing. I don't know if any one of you served in the military. That's the dereliction of duty. Mr. Courtney or all the others, illustrious elected official, they're for Israel, but then they give a break to Iran. This body should make you're all very professional in making proclaim that the city of Norwich is pro-Israel against Hamas, Hezbollah, and any other murderous organization. Make it clear, make it loud, or else get off the stage. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And I'd like to address this on non-agenda items. Anyone else like to address this on non-agenda items? Third time, anyone like to address this on non-agenda items? Seeing no one else, I then declare that closed. Thank you all.
Public hearing, number 1, an ordinance exempting the Orthodox Church of the Holy New Martyrs and Confessors of Russia Incorporated from the payment of taxes or certain property located at 8 Harlan Heights from the date of purchase.
Thank you. At this time, I declare the public hearing to be open and would ask anyone wishing to speak in favor of this ordinance at this time. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of this ordinance at this time? Anyone wish to speak in favor of the ordinance at this time? Last call. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of the ordinance at this time? Thank you. Then anyone wishing to speak in opposition of the ordinance at this time? Anyone wishing to speak in opposition to the ordinance at this time? Again, anyone wishing to speak in opposition to the ordinance at this time? Seeing no one, I then declare the hearing closed.
Second reading and possible action on the above ordinance. Number 1, an ordinance exempting the Orthodox Church of the Holy Martyrs and Confessors of Russia Incorporated from the payment of taxes on certain property located at 8 Harlan Heights from the date of purchase.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to bring this to the floor. Alderman Nash, second. Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion at this time on the ordinance as proposed? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash? Yes. Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The ordinance is adopted 7-0.
Petition and Communication, Health Equity Committee Biannual Report.
At this time, I'd ask for a motion, please, for this to be received. Is there such a motion? Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderman Singh. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion is adopted 7-0.
City Manager's Report.
Thank you. This is the city manager's report for October 16th, 2023. Meetings attended were with state representatives and legislators, Connecticut Conference of Municipalities, Southeastern Council of Governments Executive Committee meeting, Norwich Public Utilities City Coordination meeting, and Connecticut Investment Fund stakeholders. Our public works crews removed the parklet from Broadway as part of the lower Broadway improvements, and the contractor started the construction of the permanent plaza configuration. The work will be completed by the end of the month. Actually, it's just about complete now. It just needs the sleeves that go over the protective items at the curbside. The precast concrete deck beams for the larger of the two Sherman Street bridges have been installed. Once the bridge deck is in place, the utilities can be reconnected to the new bridge. Work on the retaining walls along Asylum Street continues on schedule. Sherman Street Bridge will remain closed until next summer. The city's fall brush pickup was completed by Public Works in the month of September. Bagged leaf collections will begin on November 20th. The Senior Center is assisting our residents with Medicare open enrollment period, which runs from October 15th to December 7th. Norwich residents can call Carolyn or Natalie for an appointment at 860-889-5960. They currently have appointments available in November. The city clerk's office mailed absentee ballots on October 6th. If you need an application for an absentee ballot, please notify the city clerk's office as soon as possible. Ballots must be received by Election Day, November 7th. There will be one drop box at City Hall's Broadway entrance. If you need additional information, please call 860-823-3733. Thank you to Uncas Health for the yearly flu shot clinics for our employees. Norwich Youth and Family and Recreation Services will be holding their 6th annual Trunk or Treat on Friday, October 27th from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Rose City Senior Center located 8 Mahan Drive. The 2nd annual Norwich Strut event will be held on October 28th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. downtown between Broadway and Bath Street. I have attached the city departments and Otis Library reports for the quarter ending September 30th, 2023. And that concludes my report for this evening.
Thank you, John. Other questions of the city manager at this time? Alderman Nash.
Chiefs meetings?
I couldn't hear that.
There were no chiefs meetings?
Fire chiefs meetings.
No, there was, but it was a subcommittee.
Thank you. Are there further questions, city manager? Seeing none. Okay, at this time, thank you, John.
Executive session?
I hereby move pursuant to Connecticut General Statute 1-200, subsection 6, that the members of the Norwich City Council go into executive session for the purpose of discussing the acquisition or disposition of real estate or interest in real estate when publicly regarding the proposed acquisition or disposition would cause a likelihood of an increased price to acquire or a diminished price to dispose of the property, and to review feasibility evaluations and reports made for the city of Norwich regarding such property, and to review information given the city in confidence, not required to be disclosed by law. City Manager John Salamone. Deputy Comptroller Orla McKiernan. Kevin Brown, President of Norwich Community Development Corporation. Deanna Rhodes, Director of Planning and Neighborhood Services. And Corporation Counsel Michael Driscoll shall be asked to participate during all or portions of this executive session at the request of the City Council.
Thank you. Is there a second? Alderman Nash. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion passes 7-0. In room 319, please. Council will come back to order. Let the record show no votes were taken. Can I have a motion, please, to return? Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderwoman Berto. Roll call.
Nash? Yes. Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould? Alderman Neuendorf? President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion passes 7-0.
New business resolutions, number 1. Oh, excuse me, we have to do citizen comment on resolutions.
Citizen comment on resolutions, I declare it open at this time. Anyone wishing to speak on the 4 resolutions on agenda, please approach the microphone, your name and address for the record, please. Anyone wishing to speak on the resolutions before us? Please.
Deanna Rhodes, Director of Planning, City of Norwich. I just wanted to let you know that under the new business ordinances tonight, I don't know if I can mention that, there will be ordinance amending the zoning regs.
Deanna.
Not under those 4.
Not at this time. No.
Okay,
It's only the resolutions, but thank you.
Okay,
If you want to come up after,
I will,
yeah,
I will.
thank you. Again, anyone wishing to comment on the 4 resolutions at this time? Please, Ms. Filbert.
Joanne Philbrook, Norwich Town. I'm here to speak in regards to resolution number 3, the reallocation of ARPA money. Over the last period of time, the city has managed to blow through, with this final allotment, $28.8 million in COVID relief money. I have not personally been able to see any, what I like to refer to as a return on an investment. Had a lot of touchy-feely projects, a lot of special interest projects. But when we walk away from all of it, what thought, if any, and I know you don't engage in dialogue, so I don't expect an answer, but I have to. What is the plan going forward now that you have done all these projects, some of them that need additional money? What happens when the ARPA money is gone? What is the plan going forward? How are you going to maintain all of these projects that have yet to come to fruition? And what happens when there are cost overrides and supply chain issues and things just come to, or World War III, and things just come to a screeching halt? What is the plan? So I'm sure you've all discussed it and you have an idea in place. But the one that really sticks in my craw is the $385,000 for a potential site at the intersection of Mahan and Ox Hill for a police facility. Do we need a police facility? Probably. But this is probably one of the most ill-conceived, ill-proposed things that I have seen come down the pipe. You are deep-throating this project. What is the rush? Why now? And if perhaps it doesn't pass, and I have heard a lot of squawk on the street because there is no dialogue, there is no community involvement, that it's probably not going to pass. Do we need to expand Mohegan Park? Do we need to take on more property that we will then have to maintain, insure? Please, again, I beg of you, one of you, any of you, if you could reach out to me and share what part of the plan is, it would make me happy, and if I'm happy, then I won't constantly be up here asking you. So I cannot support the decimation of the remaining ARPA funds. I know you're on a timeline and you got to spend it or lose it, but what is the long-term plan? Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to address us on the 4 resolutions on our agenda this evening at this time?
Good evening, everybody. Mike Grillo, North Wauwegas in Norwich. I just want to talk about Resolution 3 with the ARPA money. I know that the police department location with the purchase of the land is going to be a big thing that's used in this conversation. As a business owner, I think that what you guys are doing is extremely important. I think that based on the information and the decisions that you guys have in front of you, you're making the best decision you possibly can. I think that relaying too much information related to a purchase or acquisition of property or a deal that's in place is always dangerous on behalf of the city. When somebody knows that you're going to make a decision that has to do with money or funding, I know that the city has ran into issues before where people have changed their mind, or raised pricing, or influenced deals one way or the other. I think that the individuals, I know that Alderman Nash and Alderman DeLucia, along with Chief Daly, are working very hard and diligently to be able to get this stuff squared away as effectively and as quick as possible. I applaud you gentlemen in the efforts that you've done. I know that this is a long time coming and that it's been a lot in process. I think that sometimes that enough credit is not given when it should be. I think that sometimes, especially sitting on the other side, that sometimes not all the information is relayed to the general public, and as it shouldn't be. There are certain situations where you would and certain situations where you would not. I wanted to come up here in support to the resolution. I wanted to come up here in support of what it is that you guys are doing, and I appreciate it very much. That's all. Thank you, team.
Thank you, sir. And I would like to speak on the resolutions before us at this time. Anyone else like to address us on the resolutions at this time? Anyone else like to address us on the resolutions at this time? Seeing no one else, I'd like to declare that closed. Thank you.
New business resolutions, number 1, relative to an appointment of a regular member to Inland Wetland Watercourse Conservation Commission.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to the floor. Alderman Nash, second Alderman Singh. Is there discussion? Seeing no discussion, the person that is being appointed as a regular member of the Inland Wetlands and Conservation Commission is Christopher Seary. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash? Yes. Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion passes 7-0.
Number 2, relative to city manager being authorized to grant the Church of Divine Providence permission to sell beer at its Taste of Poland Festival.
Thank you. A motion to bring it forward. Alderwoman Gould, second Alderman Nash. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf? President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion passes. Resolution adopted 7-0.
3, relative to an amendment to existing American Rescue Plan Act allocations.
Motion, please, to bring it forward. Alderwoman Gould, second Alderwoman Berto. Is there discussion? Alderwoman Gould.
I would just like to ask one question as to item number 3. The purchase of an additional vehicle. Are we trading in any vehicles to acquire this new vehicle? And if so, if we are trading in or selling an old vehicle, what will happen? Where will the proceeds from that sale go?
There is no trade-in. There's a need for another vehicle. And
Excuse me, please identify yourself.
I'm sorry. This is Orla McKiernan, the Deputy Comptroller. There is no trade-in. The anticipation is they need a new vehicle, and they're looking to spend the portion of the leftover funds to purchase that vehicle.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Are there further questions on the resolution before us? I see none. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash? Yes. Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Yes. Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. Resolution 3 is adopted 7-0.
Number 4, relative to city manager being authorized and directed to continue his negotiations with Patton Marina Holdings LLC.
Thank you. Motion, please, to bring this to the floor. Alderman Gould, second Alderman Nash. Is there discussion? Seeing no discussion, roll call.
Alderman Nash? Yes. Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf? President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. Resolution 4 is adopted 7-0.
New business ordinance, number 1, An ordinance amending the zoning regulations of the City of Norwich to comply with the requirements of Public Act number 23-142.
At this time, I would raise this for a public hearing, waive full text reading at this time, and schedule it for a second reading. And this is strictly a zoning matter, as I recall. I don't see any issue with Commission on City Plan. Or is there?
Has to be referred to commission.
Refer it, okay, I want to clarify that. City Planner, please.
Hi, Deanna Rhodes, Director of Planning for the city. Here about the ordinance. This legislation that passed surprised all the communities in Connecticut. It was never talked about. It was kept very quiet, and then it came about that everyone was like, ooh, how does our regulations work with these daycare homes? And our regulations say the word daycare a lot, family, and it doesn't say group homes or it doesn't say childcare. So we wanted to make sure that those uses are specifically allowed by statute, by right, basically. They could be by zoning permit in residential zones, but you can't have any requirements for special permits or prohibit them. We don't prohibit them, but we did have special permit requirements, so we needed to change that. And this basically does that, and it just changes the language to be specifically in concert with what the statute says. So you'll see a lot of things like where it said family daycare home, it's really family childcare home. So we just want to match what the statute language is. So that's why there's so many of them. They're not substantial really, but that's the reason why. It does need to get referred to the Commission on the City Plan. And
In
it
the
needs,
time constraint provided, if the second meeting in November, will the commission have met and had sufficient time to review this?
absolutely. We don't need to necessarily have this adopted by the end of the year. It would be good if we were able to as a city, but they sent us 2 letters from the state, basically one letter saying that we are in compliance, the other is we're not in compliance, but we're going to be in compliance by a specific date. So we do have a little flexibility on your calendar for it, but the sooner the better. I think John signing it would prefer that by the end of the year that it says that we are in compliance. It's my understanding that John would prefer that. So that's what we're at.
December 1st is the operative date for either saying we have it or we're going to get it by such and such a date.
Then why don't we stick with the second meeting in November? And for the record, that
20th.
20th of November would be the public hearing. And again, the motion is to raise it for public hearing on November 20th, to waive the full text reading at this time, and to schedule it for second read on that evening following the public hearing. Is there such a motion, please? Alderman Nash, followed by Alderman Singh. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash? Yes. Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh? Yes. Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. At this time, just prior to our adjournment, first I'd like to introduce our acting superintendent, Sue Lessard. She joined us this evening. Thank you for coming to the meeting. That we much appreciate the role that you're now playing here to help us. And with the indulgence, yes, Alderman Singh, your hand's up.
Yeah, actually, in the motion, didn't we have to mention that we cannot refer it to Commission of City Plan? We didn't do that in the motion.
That was our intent. That's why we discussed it. Yeah.
Okay.
For clarification that the motion refer is in fact included, please.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Mr. Gualtieri, could you join us, please? I don't need that. Sometimes you get an opportunity to say thank you, and other times you miss that opportunity. Michael is retiring as our city treasurer. Been there 8 years. He's done a very, very good job for our city. And this is a proclamation signed by all 7 of us. because you've been our treasurer for these 8 years, the last 6 of which you weren't even challenged, which I think is a recognition of exemplary job that you performed for our city. And getting the memos from you about the interest earned over the years, I would say that's absolutely a true thing. So this is what we would like to present to you. Whereas Michael Gualtieri was elected 2015 to the position of treasurer of the city of Norwich, and whereas while in office, Michael Gualtieri has met with many bankers and arranged lower interest rates for the Rose City. And whereas 2022, the interest paid to Norwich was $221,857, and in 2023, the interest paid was $2,184,393, over a $1.962 million over fiscal year 2022, an 885% increase. And in the first quarter of this fiscal year, we've already collected over $1 million in interest through Michael Gualtieri's negotiations. Whereas Michael Gualtieri proposed a pension bond to pay off the pension debt Norwich held, which should save the Rose City over the course of 20 years, millions of dollars. Whereas Michael Gualtieri lives with his wife of 39 years, Stacy, and he has 2 children, Gabrielle and Vincent. Enjoys fishing, golf, wildlife travel, and working in the yard. Whereas Michael Gualtieri is retiring, and the city of Norwich thanks him for his hard work and will miss him, but we wish him enjoyment in his retirement. Now therefore, I, Mayor Peter Albert Nystrom, and Norwich City Council President Pro Tem Joseph A. DeLucia, on behalf of the Norwich City Council and the citizens of the city of Norwich, do hereby thank Michael Gualtieri on his retirement and wish him the very best, dated this 13th day of October. It is signed by myself, our Pro Tem, Alderwoman Stacy Gould, Alderman Bill Nash, Alderman Warren G. Singh, Alderwoman Tracy Berto, and Alderman Grant Neuendorf. Michael, thank you for coming out of retirement and being such a strong advocate for the city and helping us, particularly through some difficult budget times. You are going to be missed very much, but I hope you're not a stranger to all of us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nothing to do, easy button now.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Alderman Gould, second by Alderman Nash. Roll call.
Alderman Nash? Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh? Yes. Alderwoman Gould? Yes. Alderman Neuendorf? President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion passes.